Hello everyone, Pally here. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance II! The bailiff got his clothes back! Alright! Run! Run! I don't know who did that!
What are you lying here for?
I'm over a cupboard! Oh dear God! Oh no!
By animal.
Oh no! So, funny story. I just showed up to town to go to sleep. And while I was waiting around looking at the bailiff, I became wanted for a crime. Genuinely, I do not know what I did. Genuinely. So I thought, you know, we might as well commit a crime. I reloaded my save, lost 10 minutes of my actual real life. But started the episode off on the right note. Thank you guys for joining us today. We are going to continue doing the mill quest line that we've been working on over the course of the last few episodes. Apparently, making a golem is now out of the question, but the miller does have a new plan for some form of alchemy up his sleeve, and we're going to see how that goes. I might need to sell off the miller's clothes, or excuse me, the bailiff's clothes. It's over encumbered me a little bit. Last episode, we saw one of our new friends while we were on a quest to put down a dog, and they rescued that dog instead. I was very happy with that outcome. And they should be hanging out around the lair somewhere down by the Samin Mill. So hopefully we get to see them today too. Whoa, I need to take a nap. Sorry. Mr. Bailiff!
Very much.
Good to see you. Wow, getting a breeze in today, sir, are you? I'm getting out of here. Someone's looking for something. I don't know what they're looking for. I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm under arrest again. I don't know how they determined it was me, but they've made up their mind that it was. So, we may not be able to come back to Plague Town for a hot minute. I'll sleep it off. Maybe they'll change their mind. Hey, good boy Ed!
Take it.
I got that fish off of a man we knocked out. You can have it. Well, he actually really liked the fish. Yo, I fed Ed, so you have to like the video now. Those are the rules that I made. And now you're forced to follow.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
So what's the next task, Crazel?
There's a quiet whisper coming from the open gates of Trotsky, carried by the wind all the way here to me. Do you hear it too?
Can't say I do. Could you tell me what you're hearing?
No. I reckon my ears aren't that good.
Scribe Erzen received a chest from Prague, and in that chest...
Hermes Trismegistos' document?
No, a book.
Book?
From an author even more venerable than Hermes. It's thin, with a sand-colored cover, embossed. Ordinary at first glance. But the treasure's inside. You might say it's a kind of alchemist cookbook.
Well, that sounds great. This kind of sucks. When I was doing the demon quest, I had literally free run of most of the castle Trotsky. But since, you know, I've gotten rid of those foul demons, we've lost that privilege. Kind of wish I knew about this quest first.
So you're gonna have me go and pick some locks at the castle, eh?
Did I say anything about stealing? No. When the castle was still closed, I planned to get the book through the castle chamberlain.
Oh, God.
With the help of a certain woman.
Wait,
Now,
I think I know
if
the
you have
woman.
access to Trotsky yourself, it'll be much simpler.
What about that certain woman? What was your plan?
That's old news. The central figure is now the Trotsky scribe, Erzen. He's a great lover of knowledge. I'm sure he'd be happy to indulge another kindred soul and lend him the book, indefinitely and voluntarily.
Well, let's hope so.
Let's hope so. I'll pray I'll be able to convince him, and that I won't have to ride around Trotsky picking up carcasses again. Or worse.
Just do your best. The book is the last piece of the puzzle. The very last. But looking back at your 2 previous tasks, I have no doubt you'll be able to handle the 3rd just as well.
We really have been
Downstairs
knocking it
and
out of the
ask him
park.
about the book. Then you'll see how difficult it will be to get your hands on it. Best of luck, Henry.
I reckon I'll need it.
Oh, don't be discouraged,
I
Henry.
apologize.
I apologize as well. Excuse me. I was not looking where I was going. Chat, what was that girl's name? Catherine or something? The one in blue? That we read a book that the alchemist wrote, his little diary, and he described her as a full-bosomed gal or something stupid like that. I remember that very clearly. We ran into her looking through chests. What quest were we on when we did that? When we were looking for the captain of the guard to make sure he didn't die. We healed him up when we were locked away in prison. We were able to talk to her about thievery, but we weren't good at thievery, so she basically didn't believe that we knew what we were talking about at all. This could be very interesting. I don't know if I've actually spoken to her in this timeline, and I have to apologize for that. We ended up dying and re-rolling so much in that scenario that I'm not sure if we have that history. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us here. Unfortunately, I can't even fast travel straight there because it'll take me through Plague Town, and I'm a very wanted man! Flee! Shit!
That's him!
Leave me alone!
Now! Give up!
I'll kill you! I'll do it! I don't want to, but I'll do it!
I'll beat you into submission.
Beat me into submission, do it. Wait, with your hands? What? Put your sword back out. There you go. Much better chance that way. Much better chance. Here you go, Pebbles. I know, you hate to see me go. They'll take care of you here, though. I'll be back in just a little bit. I might come back really quickly, and if that's the case, so you need to get ready to run.
When's the last time I ate something?
Good point, Henry. All right. We're good. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Well, maybe she's not related. We don't have any dialogue with her. Last time we walked by, she said hello to us. We were at least being friendly. So I know right where the scribe is. Hi, Sir Hans. Still waiting on me? I really, really hope that it happens where he's like, bro, it's been 6 months. I told you to come here in the morning. What the heck is going on? I really hope that dialogue is real. I keep building up in my head. I'm so excited for it. I hope they acknowledge how long I've brushed off the main quest. So, the scribe's room, surprisingly, by the way, I'm allowed to walk around here just fine so far. God be with you as well, ma'am. I'll let you have the stairs. Thank you. I think he's like next floor or something. I think he's in this tower. If he's not, we'll head over to the other tower real fast. Oh, crap. Yeah, I think it is the other... No! Hey, bud! I'd like to borrow a book.
I heard some interesting books from Prague have arrived at the castle. There's one I'd like to borrow. An alchemist's cookbook. A sand-coloured cover, embossed.
Yes, several rare and astonishing books have arrived from Prague. But why are you interested in an alchemist's cookbook, of all things?
Well, quite simply, I'm an alchemist. I know that's going to surprise you.
I've heard there are some interesting ideas in it. Every alchemist is in dogged pursuit of wisdom, especially those from Prague.
Perhaps you know more about that book than I do. Well, I'll have to disappoint you. Lord Nickvard Libak helped me sort the new books at the time, and the one you're looking for caught his attention. He left with it before I could even discover what it's about. All I remember is the author's initials, B.B. I'm fairly benevolent when it comes to lending books, and I appreciate Nickvard's help, but he's had it borrowed for an excessive amount of time now.
Oh, really?
I'd like to ask him to return it, but he's been avoiding me.
That sounds like a theft. What could be behind it?
Why would Nickvard suddenly be avoiding you?
I have a sneaking suspicion. It seems Nickvard lost the book.
Oh,
I've
no.
warned him repeatedly not to carry borrowed books around with him, but to leave them in his chamber and read them there. But Nickvard is old and stubborn, and this is how things turn out.
Well, books aren't for fools, that's for sure.
The price of such a book must be incalculable. People like Nickvard are too dumb to understand.
But I digress.
Reputation gained, he just wouldn't
Nickvard
agree.
is intentionally avoiding me. But I've made headway. I've managed to find 3 people who've spoken to him recently. Bertha, the cook.
We know her well.
Regina, the maid. And Hirsch, the hand.
Does he avoid all nobles? Because that's a good point. Aren't all of those servants?
For a nobleman, Nickvard is quite wary of his own kind, speaking only to servants.
I'm surprised that he's ever spoken to anyone but myself. Nickvard is a loner. Which is also why I suspect something bad has happened. Now that he's decided to leave his shell, that is. But I'm afraid that's all I've managed to find out. Since Lord von Berkhove's arrival, I've been preoccupied with other matters.
Well, I won't look for the book. That seems like a weird thing to lie about.
I'll help you. I'll ask all 3 and see if they
Well,
lead
it's
me to
probably
Nickvard.
so I don't have to
Many
return
thanks.
it to him.
If you aren't sure what to do, stop by and we'll discuss what you found out.
All right. Where can I find all these people?
Before I go, can you tell me where I can find those people in the castle?
Who, exactly?
What? The people you told me about.
Where is Regina?
As Lord von Berkhoff's personal maid, she'll likely be somewhere in the Maiden's Palace. Perhaps in the Knight's Hall, or on the floor
So
above.
that's over in
near
the other
Lord's
wing
chambers.
of the castle.
She even sleeps there.
Okay, great. Where's the hand?
Where is Hirsch, the stable boy?
I've
He'd be
seen
downstairs.
him with Hirsch at the transport yard below the castle. He sleeps in the house directly across from it. I don't know him much, though.
I've been to Bertha's bed. She talks in her sleep.
Where is Bertha?
Bertha cooks for us in the Crone's kitchen. She's there most days. If you can't find her there, try the first house in the lower castle, across from the door to the dungeon.
All right. What can you tell me about the other guy?
You said Nickvard is avoiding you.
Where does
in
he
the
live?
castle does he live? Are there any places he frequents?
Nickvard lives like a hermit here at Trotsky. Like a ghost. His chambers are in the Crone's tower. But God knows if he's ever slept there. He took his meals down in the Crone's kitchen. Lately, I've often seen him talking to Regina in the Knight's Hall, in the Maiden, or looking out the hall window. I caught sight of him a few times with Hirsch at the transport yard below the castle.
So I just have to hope I run into him somewhere.
Nickvard always just shows up. I've rarely ever found him on my own. I'm not surprised you can't find him anywhere, since I've been trying myself.
That's everything I needed to know.
So, seems like an interesting person. Maybe he disappeared because he's the demon that was in the castle that we ridded up. Well, the kitchens are just beneath us, so I don't think we'll have any problem with that. Bertha! Hello! Bertha's the one who told us we had to put 9 sprinkles of holy water the width of our pinky in front of every fireplace. Greetings, Bertha.
Bertha, instead of devils, I need your help now with Nickvard. The scribe told me you might know something about him.
Well, I'm waiting for Lord Libac to stop by. I brewed him another phial of medicine, but I don't even know if the last one helped. I told him to stop by for another one soon. I reckon he must be feeling better.
Oh, what kind of medicine?
Nickvard needed medicine. For what?
I can't say. I promised Lord Libac his secret
Hippa.
is safe with me, as well as his phial of medicine.
Oh, come now. Nickvard misplaced an important book somewhere. A sort of alchemist cookbook.
How are you going to turn this one around?
I remember the recipes by heart. And Lord Libac's secret is certainly worth more than any book.
Hey, I love to support the local economy. What about, a little bit of groschen?
Well, if a nobleman's secret is worth so much, How about this? That'll buy you more than one book.
I suppose Lord Libac wouldn't mind. And do you have the exact amount?
Of course.
So many groschen. I promise I'll split it with Lord Libac when I see him, and I'll explain everything.
You don't have
But
to
now
do
tell
that.
me, what's the medicine for?
Well, it's a common potion for a bellyache. Just better tasting. It helps your meals go down easier and come out slower the other end. In that regard, Lord Libac had, well, how to say it? Everything came out much too quickly.
What? Don't be afraid to say it.
Just say it. He shot himself.
Yep.
It was in the privy down below the Crone, by the training ground below the guardhouse. I helped him clean his hose and made him the medicine, and I promised that I wouldn't say anything. Lord Libac is quite particular about the impression he makes on the young maids, you know. He didn't want this little episode to put them off. That's why he didn't use the privy near the maids' quarters, though it's closer to his chamber, but to the arena instead, and only when there weren't any soldiers around. But this time, it caught up with him.
Is that all?
What else is there to say? That the entire time he looked as if he'd done the worst thing in the world. It happens to the best of us. And I told him as much then. I'm just surprised he never came back for another file. I must say, he did look as if the fate of the entire castle was suddenly on his shoulders.
I don't know if this is going to do me any good.
Well, you could have found a worse clue.
Thanks anyway.
I paid 200 gold to hear a story about a grown man shitting himself. 200 gold well spent. That is hilarious. So, she was saying he uses this shitter over here, right? Is that what I heard, right? Let's see if he's still around.
Hi Paddy. Love this series of videos. So much fun and chaos.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Jesus Christ be praised. I'm glad you're enjoying them, K to Win. Thank you for the 37 months. Wadzi, thank you for the 22. Thank you both for using your Prime and supporting the content. Appreciate you. Well, he's not in here now. This is the guy I knocked out on that Groundhog Day episode, and I took his keys, and then he turned me into the guard, even though there was absolutely no possible way he knew it was me. I didn't expect to have history with you, boy.
What do you want, you vagabond?
Don't you talk to me like that.
I'm looking for Nickvard. The scribe told me you might know something about him.
Hey, Nick. I mean, Lord Libac. I almost forgot about him. I suppose his task wasn't so pressing,
Forgot.
What do you mean, forgot?
Nick Libac, that is, entrusted me with a big task quite a while back. He's a castle lord. Obviously, I had to obey him. But then I heard what another castle lord was planning, von Berghoff, and I had to obey him even more. He says there's a war on. So here I am, ready to go off to battle.
I need to know more about what Nickvard asked you to do.
No. There are new rules now. You have to prove you're not a spy.
What? There are new rules now. So, does von Berghoff, is he worried that I'm I guess this guy doesn't know that I've spoken directly to the Lord. I've tortured people for the Lord. Me and the Lord have a lot of history. All right, that's fair.
What are you blathering about?
Von Berghoff said there's a war on, right now.
Yeah.
I told him, watch out for spies, Sir Otto. But fear not, I know how to sniff them out. You're a spy yourself, ain't you?
No.
I'm not.
Ha! That's exactly what a spy would say.
If I said
That's
yes,
why
he would have
you
been like,
to
I
be
knew it.
vetted, to see if you're really on our side. The side that Nickvard's on, just so you know. We're all friends here. You can join us.
I'd like
How do
to.
I prove I'm not a
Hold your
spy?
horses. First a test.
Tell me what you want from me, then.
A sword.
What?
Sword? What sword?
A long and very good one to help me deal with other spies. If you bring it to me, I'll know you're not an enemy spy who should fear me. Forge one, buy one, or even steal one for me. Maybe from one of the guards at the training ground or down by the gate. During the day, they're not in the towers anyway.
Don't spies steal?
Steal a sword? That sounds like something a spy would do.
Not a spy who wants to help von Berghoff's most loyal servant. By servant, I mean me. See, once I get a sword, I'll fill you in on Nickvard's task.
All right.
I'll think of a way to convince you.
So I actually did some sword crafting before our session today, just to see if I can make a better something better than the broad longsword that I stole off of a guard down in Bandit Town. I was not able to make anything better just yet. Even with max blacksmithing, I just don't have access to the drawings necessary to make something like this. But I did store right here, sitting on my crate, there was a military sword. So that was pretty convenient. Let's see if I can turn that in to our friend to show him we're not a spy after all. He did say a long one. A military sword's a single hand sword. Hopefully, yeah, he doesn't know the difference. No! No!
Invisible sword.
Hold on, I'll go get you one.
I'll think of a way.
I'm not gonna craft it though. I'm gonna do this the hardest way possible. You see a man on the road who seems to be looking for something. What are you looking for, bud? The man smiles at you. Hey! Hey, friend! What are you looking for?
Have you lost something?
Quite the opposite, my friend. I am finding something. Treasure, to be exact. If it matters to you.
Oh, yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know yet, but this map here says it should be somewhere around here. At least I hope so.
Can I look at the map?
Maybe I could look at the map? I might be able to help you.
Well, I am a bit stumped. I need all the advice I can get, but you'll give it back, understand?
Of course. Don't worry.
I'm not a thief, dude. Treasure map 3rd. Treasure map 3rd.
Give it to me.
What the heck is this, bud? Wait, photographic memory?
Don't.
What am I...
Go to hell.
What? Why are you...
Do it.
What happened? You said I could... You gave it to me to look at! Ed!
Sick.
Ed, eat him! What an idiot. Good boy, Ed. You got any more maps on you? Dang, he doesn't have a longsword either. Chat, that wasn't my fault, right? Seriously? That wasn't my fault, right? He gave me a map to look at it, and I looked at it. I didn't do anything wrong. This is the same guy who gave us our weapon. He's cloned himself. He's back with another broadsword. Would a spy go to an enemy faction of the king, kill him, and then bring back the sword? I think not! Ooh, you know what? My crossbow's literally falling apart. I think I am going to take that one. Thanks, bud. You helped me out in more than one way.
Whoa.
Oh, you moved. I've only ever seen you in that one spot. Wow.
Lord be with you.
And with you.
About Nickford.
Got that sword yet, spy?
I
You
do.
wanted a sword? So look at what I got for you.
Don't worry that it's from an enemy faction and stolen. I guess he's not worried about the stolen part at all, actually. Here you go.
That's perfect. Lovely.
It's barely
I don't
held
think you're a
together.
spy. Can't say for sure, but you seem all right.
What about
Thanks, bud.
Nickford then?
Nickvard asked me to do something for him. He must have admired my devotion to Lord von Berghoff.
Let him talk.
Either way, Nick looked troubled and not very healthy. He wanted me to fetch him something he lost outside the castle, and I told him I would. At least I could check to see if anyone was sneaking around about the castle. But then Nickvard clutched his belly and ran off. So I never found out what he wanted, or from where.
That's all.
Aye. If you run into Nickvard, ask him if he still needs it or whether he found it himself. I'll be going into war soon, so I don't have time for these things, see?
I'll tell him.
I brought you a sword. I killed a man to bring you that sword for you to tell me you'd never actually looked for anything. I hope you hit your thumb with that. I hope you hit your thumb with that hammer. It swells up like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. I wish that fate upon you. I might kill you later tonight. I mean, the plague might. The plague might take you. God be praised. Last person was the maid for Lord von Berghoff himself, which should be right up these stairs. Now, we might run into a bit of an awkward situation because the Lord's been waiting for me to return for like 6 months, and we haven't done that yet. But I hope it's not too much of a problem. Also, was him saying my freedom to walk around the castle was stripped? Is that just a lie? I can go everywhere. I think he was trying to intimidate me.
What's going on? You're all covered in blood, lad.
Oh, yeah, I had to prove I'm not a spy.
Do you know where I can find Nickvard? The scribe said you might know.
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nickvard and me. You don't say. But when I need him to read something for me, he never has the time.
You want me to read you?
I'm sorry.
I was asking
okay.
about Nickvard.
No problem.
Aye, I heard you. Say, can you read?
Yeah,
In
real
that
good.
case, would you mind reading this message I have from Nickvard?
Yeah.
Show me.
Is it a
Dear
love note?
Mistress of the Chambers. What is it?
Oh, what I wouldn't give to get messages from someone else. Say, Lord K.
No, you don't want
Never
messages
mind,
from
read on.
Hans.
Though I reckon it interests you more than me.
Persevere. We shall soon escape the dungeon of those two women. Cursed fate, however, has placed an obstacle in my way. The heat of the Lightbringer's potion is working, and I can feel my insides being reborn. But when the last remnants of old age left my body, something else was washed away with them.
How much longer is it?
Not much. My damn clumsiness has sent all of the Lightbringer's secrets into the void, but fear not, I shall get them back. May this be the first task on the road to your liberation. That's it.
Beautiful.
Oh. Did he throw it into a pile of shit? Is that just what I... Oh, no.
True enough. Nickvard has a flair for the dramatic.
My, that's Liebach for you.
But what does it mean? Can you explain any of it to me?
Lord Liebach has taken a liking to me.
You don't say.
I suggested to him it wasn't proper for a noble to have an affair with a maid. He thought I meant he was too old for me. But then he found what he calls the Lightbringer's potion book. He said it would light a flame in him that would burn out all that's old. So I suppose it worked. Hooray!
I know the book he's talking about, but what does he mean, into the void?
Oh, no.
Can we stop talking about this? I feel a little uncomfortable here talking about some old lovelorn nobleman.
Oh. So, he took the alchemy book, thinking he could find a way of making him more lively. Then, he presumably tried out a potion in the alchemy book, which gave him the runs. And he lost the book while he had the runs. That's what I got from that.
I need help. You can give it some thought, can't you?
That was a little aggressive, Henry.
No! And now leave me alone.
That was a little aggressive, Henry. I didn't mean it that way. So we know where he liked to You know what? I'm not even going to come up with an analogy. We know where he takes shits. I'm going to go look underneath it. I can't believe this is my life. So is there like a... Well, I don't even think this plan's gonna work. Yeah, those toilets empty out on the other side of this rock. Unless... Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't tell me I'm right. Please don't be right. Please don't be right. I really don't want to do this. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Wait.
You must be Nickvard, eh? Poor wretch.
I didn't think I was gonna find him here. Oh, no! I was right! Oh, God! Oh. Ooh. Thank you. There's the digestive potion, too. This guy had some nice clothes. Well.
How many more times am I gonna have to poke around in corpses and shit for that damn cradle?
Hopefully that's the last, but I really doubt it. I really doubt it, dude. I really doubt it. Now, unlike the last time, I made the mistake of not reading what I picked up for that man. We're going to read it this time. My hands looked disgusting. Among the qualities of a true master of fire are the warrior's godliness. For when he handles powder, why is he blurry and shaky? That's odd. He has his arch enemy in his hands. He also maintains humility towards the world he walks. Say day and night. I did not do that. I did not do that. I did not. I did not hit her. I did not. Well, it seems like he has this investigation completely handled. I think we're fine. He should, as a master, be able to read and write. Otherwise, the knowledge written in this book cannot be retained in the mind. Whether it be distillation, separation, or sublimation. Only a man of prudence, honesty, kindness in word and deed will become a master.
But who killed him?
In particular, you must avoid drunkenness at any hour. If you don't want to scrape the saltpeter out of the sights or search in the pits, do this. Make a pipe out of clay with some small holes in it. Take a pound of tartaric acid, half a pound of salt, 3 times as much lime, and then and the urine of a wine drinker. What? Make a mash of the materials and spread it inside of the pipe. Leave it in the sun for 3 days and empty it on the 4th day. Then hang the pipe in a cellar and wait for the niter to grow. Then boil the saltpeter in water, wine, or better vinegar as you would a fish and strain it through a thick cloth. Let the crystals dry properly. So we're finding out a way of harvesting the salt we needed without having to go to a mass burial area and taste it. Well, I have to say that's a big upgrade. Materials must be sifted through a sieve or a linen bag. Melt a pound of sulfur in a crucible and... He's not talking to me, right? And stir in 2 pounds of properly grounded saltpeter and a 1/4 pound of charcoal. Soak the sulfur wick in the molten mass and let it cool and harden. If the powder should spoil, add a drop of sublimate of mercury, camphor, and arsenic during the brewing. That sounds volatile. If you want to create a powder that stays dry on the ground but catches fire in the rain, read on. It's enough. We're making black powder.
Pays for a requiem mass.
All right, well,
Where's that damn grave digger?
good luck. Hey, guess what? I got great news.
Greetings, my friend.
Oh, why does that look so gnarly? What the heck is that? I have the book.
I have the book for you.
Oh, it's wood.
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinnik has nothing on you.
Happy to hear it,
Have a
sir.
peek inside. The pictures are nice, but what do you want to learn from them?
You'll find out soon enough. Show me that miraculous thing. This really is something. But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
Well, you know, it's been a long day.
Let's just say the scribe didn't have it. It actually wasn't even in the castle. Under it, really.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Boil wine and alum. Grind. Ah, of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, the last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
You don't say. What now?
So what now? Do you have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Saltpeter from the carcass pit. As long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations, we have everything.
What Bertold? Oh, God damn it, Crazer, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything from you. It's time. We'll meet with the others in the lair, and there you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead. I'm going to get a few things ready here.
All right, then. I hope you keep your word this time. I need something to eat.
So everything we've done so far was 55 minutes of adventuring, but realistically, I don't know what that'll edit down to. Even if this is a super long episode, I hope you guys like it. We're gonna see this quest through. I'm gonna head straight to the lair.
What'll happen now?
Oh, is it a little dark?
With only one but very filling course awaits us.
Crazel, please.
Turn the light on!
Once. Tell me what's actually going on.
And rob myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, you're gonna give me another job. That's the only thing you've ever done.
Like always. You'll send me off somewhere to look for something, and you'll have a fancy speech to go with it.
He knows you now as well as we do, Miller.
I do tend to do that, true enough. But no, today things will be different.
Really?
Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you.
Well, thank you, Bonnie.
We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here.
Is that the
It's
dog?
good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
You guys are making gunpowder.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part.
Go ahead. I'm just gonna wait.
No, Z-Neck.
Let them argue.
I'd rather like them legs of his. And secondly,
Do you,
you've
Bonnie?
put him through enough suffering. This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for us. But, so you wouldn't go nosing around, we always told you it was for something different than it actually was.
The miller here calls it tacket.
Wait, so you weren't gonna make a golem?
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked out according to plan. So today we're finally close to our great success. With the help of Hermes Trismegistos and his successors, we'll finally complete the dream of all alchemists. Our magnum opus.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Magnum opus. A great work of alchemy. You're trying to make the Philosopher's Stone.
What?
I see you've learned something after all. But no, the Philosopher's Stone isn't our goal.
Let's see then.
Oh, that
Henry.
would have been awesome.
What is
Holy
it
shit.
you think we're making here?
Full Metal Alchemist, when people ask me if I like anime, that's I mean, I think that show transcended media. I think it's amazing. What do you think we're making here? I mean, I think it's weapons.
Some kind of weapon?
Well, Henry's not too far from the truth after all, don't you think? Actually, he's pretty spot on. Although weapons were our last order of business. Let's start at the beginning.
He sounds disappointed that I figured it out.
As well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. And I had a lot of questions about everything. And my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
Keep it short. I'm not interested.
So you went to university in Prague? The son of a miller?
Why not? My father worked his arse off, and he had the coin for it, miller or not. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university, and my thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
They kicked you out, huh?
So they kicked you out?
I didn't give them the pleasure. I left myself.
You can't fire me, I quit!
Science is not subject to any religious dogma. And, of course, it's not taught at any university.
Alchemy?
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of
I'm paying
combination
attention.
and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science. Alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine and started a new life.
What do you mean?
New life? What do you mean?
I returned to the miller's trade. My father was old, and my mother had passed away. From then on, alchemy became my true passion. I brought a few important books from Prague. I started with the most difficult thing. I tried to create gold.
I bet it didn't work.
That was pretty daring of you.
As you might expect, it didn't work. But after a few tries, I managed to create something entirely different. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture, and all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle.
We heard a bang in the mountains.
Explosive black powder.
Earlier in this
So I was
quest
right.
chain.
You're making weapons.
No, it's about much more than that. We're all in on it now.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinnig did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Trismesti...
Yeah, I didn't get the pronunciation either.
Was our shopping list and price list for material from Kuttenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Bertold. And that he even started writing a book called
Feuerwerkbuch.
We can believe our luck when we found out there's a copy of it right here at Trotsky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. In the right hands, it can make miracles happen.
And in the
All it
wrong
takes
hands
is a spark, and a storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. It will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
And what will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. A feast of smoke and fire. Black Bertold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. But now, thanks to you, we do. We can finally finish Bertold's work and finish his book. We'll see with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Maybe it was a good thing that I didn't have my torch out in this cutscene. I don't have any questions. Let's get to it. This sounds awesome.
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed, it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
Careful. Careful, Bonnie. They don't even need my alchemy expertise here. They have it more than taken care of. That's scary. Oh, we put a fuse on it. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. More. Back up more. Do you see how far they get away from this shit on Mythbusters? Keep backing up. Bonnie's doing the right thing. Oh, God. Oh, no. I'm going to be so bloody. He's gonna die. He's dead. Oh no.
Looks like it ain't working.
Don't walk up to it! Well, okay, we were further back than I thought. We're good. And we can move mountains with this stuff.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. I'd say it works just fine.
Oh, you can hear my ears ringing. Recipe for lead shot gunpowder added. What?
My ears ever stop ringing?
Guys, I think I'm deaf. Wait, that's it? Everyone's just done? Tell me more about yourself. No, I want to learn about the magazine, the gunpowder.
You really led me on about the gunpowder magazine, didn't you? A golem made of dough, souls inside saltpeter, the secrets of light and shadow. That was all just empty talk, wasn't it?
Not exactly. It's all based on the real philosophy of the Jewish Kabbalah. I studied the writings of Bonaventura and Dietrich von Freiberg, but it was never in my interest to put their theories into practice. But they work brilliantly as a cover-up, don't you think?
Yeah, I wasn't suspicious at all.
I really thought you'd have a golem made from dough walking around the mill, or that I could become invisible.
Ah, but black powder is no less a miraculous creation.
Indeed
So
it
for the
is.
last time, Crazel, what now?
I'll do what I promised, and what will most likely be my fate. I'm going to gather together all the knowledge I've acquired and finish Black Berthold's book. I'll finish his opus.
Uh-huh. And what about me?
That's up to you, Henry. You're a free man. Lord Samin has no hold over you, and never did. You know, the inevitability of God's plan takes no interest in people like you and me. We'll always be little people, beneath it all.
You know, sometimes it's important to feel small.
That sounds somehow hopeful in a peculiar way, I'd say. Now I'm even happier about the great thing we've accomplished here.
Exactly.
The ideal conclusion, I'd say. Maybe it's time to carry sacks at a different mill. But if you're still interested in learning a bit more, drawing from the well of alchemical knowledge...
I know where to find you.
Indeed.
I'm glad I didn't stop the episode. I thought this was going to be another hour-long adventure here. I'm glad we made some friends. Now, what did I learn from this? It was like I learned a recipe, but it doesn't look like I can craft that anywhere. I was assuming that I'd be able to make the ammunition for a gun, but I don't know where to get the gun.
Black powder? I'd never have expected that from Crazel.
Imagine That monarch of ours is half deaf.
That dog of yours? What does that have to do with the gunpowder magazine?
Just that I was wondering that the explosions didn't bother him at all. At least he won't suffer here. And now I'm not surprised he was so unhappy with that bastard Vesaric. Hey, how did you know what we were actually doing?
I didn't exactly.
But you said weapons. How did you find out? Did we let it slip somehow?
No. I read the book.
It was clear to me the moment I saw that book. I figured the illustrations were about either painting the walls with something to make them invisible, or demolishing them with some kind of flames.
Whew! That means it's all on Crazel, and I played my role properly.
Proud of you, Bonnie.
You did a damn fine job. You deserve a nickname from me, like I promised. We're going to call you Sourdough.
I hate it. Thanks, Bonnie.
Sourdough, eh? Doesn't sound too bad.
See, I told you I was better at coming up with nicknames than Z-Neck.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Take care then, Sourdough. And come back and visit sometime.
No one is allowed to call me Sourdough in the comments unless your name is Bonnie. Those are the rules. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. I think it's finally time to continue the quest forward in our next episode. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you again tomorrow.